So I think that I was probably inspired from a very early age to support. I have like a heart for caring for people in general. So I've been like that my entire life. I supported my high school friends. I don't know why, I've just always had this like maternal instinct. But specifically when I was pregnant with my third was the first time that I had a midwife over an OB. And our very first appointment, the midwife asked me how I wanted my birth to go. And I thought, damn, she must be new. Like, am I her first client? Because no one had ever told me that I had options. And so I didn't realize that I had options. So going back and thinking about it, I came back and told her what my expectations were, and that I wanted a natural birth, that I've never had any pain medication, and I just need her to like not talk to me during my birth. And she said, okay. Birth went really well. And from there, I just thought every woman should have this experience, and how much I didn't realize that my first two experiences were not ideal. And so how can I help women be on a better track to not only birth outcomes, but also the mental side of birth and the toll that it takes on you? How can I help play a part in that in a positive way?
So for as long as I can remember, I've just been very passionate about helping people. I served on the Iowa Black Doula Collective, the board, for a number of years. And so just being around women, hearing their stories really inspired me to become a doula.
So I had a very traumatic experience myself, and it was during 2020, and I didn't have access to doulas because I was in Michigan, and there was no access for anything, no resources, and it was a pregnancy after a loss. So I just had so many questions with no resources as to, the answers. So after that, my friends started having kids. And I was like, I don't want you guys to go through what I went through. So I found a course online to become a doula just for my friend. I didn't have the, expectations of serving my community. I was like, I want this for you. And I opened that door, and I've just been going down, that hole ever since of everything that comes with birth work. And you can't just do one thing birth work related without exploring everything. So once I was looking at the infant mortality rate where I lived, I had to start looking everywhere. And it was, the numbers were just getting bigger, and I was just learning more. And I was like, I need to serve my community. So that's where I got started. And being in the Quad Cities with not that many resources for me at the time, and I just started searching everywhere for other people in birth work just to have a sisterhood, and I found the collective and just got on board and been rocking ever since.
I used a doula with my first child, and I would not have known nearly as much as I should have known going into that. And the other thing is my auntie. She used to practice midwifery back in Nigeria, and the way that she shows up to people's births is inspiring. You can tell by the way she talks about it that it just really empowers her.
So I helped my sisters and my sister friends have their babies, and they kept encouraging me, like, you should be a doula for real. You should really be a doula. You're great, and you helped me so much. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sounds great. But they just kept saying it. And then I came across the Iowa Black Doula Collective and the fact that they had a scholarship for training. And so I was like, okay, I guess like it just keeps coming to me. I probably should take advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah, my first birth experience was scary. I was nervous. I kind of grew with the labor. With every stage that she went through, I became more confident in myself. And once that baby was born and everyone in the room was just cheering and high-fiving and all that good stuff, I felt a real sense of empowerment, and like I played a part in nurturing this mother to do her best.
She did not want to have a C-section. She had been laboring for a long time. Her water had been broken, and the provider was just like super annoyed. And he came in and he said, hey, you know, you're exhausted, your body's exhausted. We're just gonna do a C-section. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm crying. I have a huge belly because I'm 7 months pregnant, 6 months pregnant. And I laid over her. And I said, if you're gonna cut her, you're gonna have to cut me first. And he thought I was crazy. He called security. And my sister worked at the hospital. I called my sister. We called the president of the hospital. I explained to him what was happening and that the provider was not honoring her wishes. And he told the provider to back off, call in another provider, and ask him to go home. And she had a very successful vaginal birth. And I thought, I could do this. Like, I mean, I'm good at bossing people around a little bit, right? Like, that's my sweet spot. But also understanding and helping women specifically learn how to take their power back.
Being able to be there and care and be an advocate for that person, like feeling like I'm in the right place at the right time, has definitely made me feel like I'm in my purpose. And then also, like, when I think I didn't do that much, I'm like, oh, I was just there, I helped, you know, like do what I needed to do. And they are so thankful and like, next baby we have, you're coming too, or it doesn't matter where we live, we'll fly you there. And I'm like, okay, I guess I made a difference, right?
The first birthing experience was actually before I became a doula. It was with my goddaughter. Watching her come into the world, seeing how amazing the human body is, especially the body of women and birthing persons, just was amazing. And seeing that not only can the woman carry a baby, provide all the nutrients, deliver a baby, but we have the capacity to provide all the nutrients and things that the baby needs. And so being able to witness that firsthand was just inspiring.
Being a Black doula means that when I work with a birthing person, I get to carry a little bit of the weight of systemic racism and just the reality of being a Black person in the US. And to me, it's really important to have somebody who can feel that with you.
To me, it's very important because just being an advocate is one thing, but being an advocate for maternal health is a different story.
Having 3 Black daughters who will one day decide to have kids, making sure that I'm leaving not only a world in a better place so that they don't have to walk in fearful, but also that, like, they see what I do. They understand how I support, and I want them to also be able to support. So being a Black doula specifically is kind of like walking into this unfamiliar space, right? You're in a space where it's no one in the room looks like you.
Support, that means giving voice to someone that may not have the opportunity to give the voice to themselves or to utilize their voice in a manner that benefits them. It means helping to mitigate barriers. There's a lot of resources, reports, data, that talks about the disparities, particularly for Black women in birthing outcomes. And being a Black doula, understanding that firsthand really provides me with the opportunity to empower and advocate.
I think being a Black doula, it means a lot. It's important that folks who look like me, have experiences like me, are able to be upheld in the birthing space, that they're able to be supported, advocated for, and that they get what they want out of their birthing experience. And it's not like trauma, right? We don't want to bring more trauma on women, especially women of color.
If there's one other person that looks like you in the room, you immediately feel comfortable. You feel more confident. That's what being a Black doula is. That's what it's like supporting a BIPOC family, is that they immediately have this comforting feeling. It's like a warm hug. It's a head nod of like, I see you and I got you. I don't even know you, but I got you.
So before I was just, taking all the clients in my community and it was just me. I didn't know of any other doulas. But once I realized I need help, I can't keep doing this alone. And even say something transforms in a birth and I don't have friends or family, the people to talk about those things with, it got to be very hard?
Well, I had heard about them all over the place, and I saw the amazing work they were doing in our community. And I knew that I needed to be surrounded by more powerful Black women.
My Facebook continually told me that I needed to apply for this scholarship. I think what bought into the Iowa Black Doula Collective is the fact that, one, it was women who look like me. Two, the sisterhood that has existed there. It like keeps me coming back to connect with folks. You know, like even a little bit ago, the doula that like, oh, you know, hey to my daughters, because like we are a community and like we all know each other, we know each other's children and those types of things. And I think it's just cool to have like that extended family.
I think for me, it means creating power. Most people work for someone else, right? Like I was in corporate America, I worked for the government. And when I decided to step back from the government, I didn't know what I wanted to do initially, but I knew that I wanted to have an impact. And so this is a way for me to have an impact, for me to just kind of leave a small thumbprint in the community, and knowing that I've created something where families are reaching out for support, where providers are seeing the value and sending families to us, where our stakeholders, where our funders are saying, hey, I see you and I hear you, and I want to support your mission. Just for me, it feels like, yes, this is where you're supposed to be. Like you're following the vision that God has given you, and people don't have to understand that vision. They don't even have to agree with the vision, but I'm gonna make sure they respect the vision.
I wish that more people understood that like doulas are accessible, whether that is monetary wise, whether that is, you know, this is my third baby, I don't know if I can have a doula. Like you can always have a doula. I advocate everyone have a doula, or even at least connect with someone who is a doula. They are accessible, it is an opportunity. And at a time when you should receive the most care because you are bringing life into this world, someone should also be caring for you, or like you should have that care, not just you caring for the life you're bringing into the world. So doulas are accessible, is what I would say.
I wish more people understood that doulas provide a lot of educational work resources. A lot of times people think that all I'm doing is going to the birth and helping the birthing person physically, but the amount of information that we're able to provide and assist you with makes a huge difference in one's birthing experience.
I think the first thing is people don't think they need doulas, right? They think maybe the doctor or the midwife are all the support or resources that they need to deliver a healthy baby. That's not the case, right? I think the importance of doulas are those individuals that be able to support the families, whether that's providing them education, not only on the day of delivery, but through the entire pregnancy, through delivery, and even in the postpartum period. Midwives and doctors don't provide that hands-on-hand, one-on-one service and support throughout the entire pregnancy.
That doulas are not trying to discredit doctors or the providers or anybody else. We're literally just that extra set of hands. And for me, my first birth as a doula, it was so much like stagnant energy because they weren't sure if I actually was a doula. And I don't know, because they said, during COVID, everybody's just saying they're a doula just to get in the hospital room with their family. So it was just a lot more of my credentials that I had to show. Like, no, I actually am a doula. I actually am doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm not just sitting here in the room watching her. We're actually hands-on, we're engaged, we're moving. And the birth was a very, very successful birth. But I felt like because I didn't have the scrubs, I just went comfortable. I didn't get that kind of attention that I get now, because I get a lot of respect now, and I don't know if it is, being with the collective and being loud and proud with it, but I definitely get so much respect now.
One, people connect us with midwives, so they get really confused, thinking that we actually catch babies. That's not what we do. Or that we don't support medicated births. You see that a lot. I really wanted a doula, but I knew that I would want an epidural. it's not our birth, it's your birth. We're here to support you. And so whatever your wishes are, we can hopefully aid in that.
I hope my legacy is warmth. I just want to be somebody who is warm, present, and reliable. Those are my biggest things that I want to be remembered as a doula.
So as a doula, it's weird because I was just telling my family, one day there's going to be textbooks and Iowa Black Doula Collective is going to be in that textbook, and I get to be a part of that history. So just making sure that my family knows what it is I do. They know how I am serving the community. My 4-year-old, you can't tell him he's not a doula. So it's just really, important for them to know how I show up and how it is very important. And it's not just like going to work and be a barista. It's completely different. The times, the hours, the mental load. It takes a real strong village to like hold me up while I serve.
So I have a doula business. It's called the Care Package. And the reason why I named it the Care Package is because every time I would go off to school, every time I would travel for whatever it might be, and I'm staying in a place for a long period of time, my mother would send me a care package. And it would be full of all the essential things that I need to be successful in whatever I did. And so that's the legacy that I hope I leave, especially with my patients, my clients, is that they know that I care, and they know that I'm leaving them with resources to help them continue to be successful in all the things that they do, not only in the birthing process, but just in general in life as well.
I hope that my legacy as a doula is that every birth I enter, like I leave it in a better way, or every client that I interact with, I leave in a better way. Like I would never want to leave distaste in anyone's mouth, especially in like a monumental life experience like this. So at least like do good, no harm, at minimum, that's what I would say.
When I am gone, I'm not gonna be in the ground because you're gonna have to carry me around, I'm gonna be cremated. But I want people to be able to say, when they hear my name, I remember the conversation that we had. I remember the feeling that she gave me, and it felt warm, it felt inviting, it felt like she cared. That's a really big deal to me, for people to understand how much I actually care. So I want that to be my legacy, like the feeling that I leave people. Like you want the palate to feel, you want them to feel excited. You want them to be like, man, that little impact, kind of like your 3rd grade teacher, right? Like she helped you do something and you'll never forget that teacher. That's what I want people to feel, and that's what I want it to be.
So here we go. If you could send one message to every Black person, what would it be?
Don't underestimate the power of your voice.
You wouldn't go and play a game without a coach, so you shouldn't go and deliver baby without a coach.
You are capable of more than you realize.
Get a doula.
You need a doula. Utilize your resources. Connect with other people that have been through the experience. You're not alone. And there's people there to advocate for you, empower you, and support you through the process.